Alright, wow guys. Fall came on like a switch. It was just, one day it was warm, next day it was cold. I hope the grass is all dead, so I don't have to cut it again. But there's probably at least one, maybe two more times. I'm not great with the cold. I started some winter preparations because my house sucks. So there was a curtain rod left. First of all, I have rods all around my room, like in the upper corner of the whole of my room, and that's for curtains, but it's also just for things, right? Well, first of all, I have curtains on places where there aren't windows, right? Just for like, it's just like a blanket. They're all blankets, but it's just like a blanket to absorb sound when I'm recording, and it just also makes the room less echoey. Gosh, I can't see anything. It keeps condensating as fast as I'll wipe it. But I also just want to be able to hang things if I need to, right? I think it's a great idea overall, because you know those things you're supposed to attach to bookcases so they don't fall on children. Instead of screwing it to the wall, you could attach it to like a curtain rod if it's a secured curtain rod, which mine is. Mine is basically, it's just conduit, electrical conduit, but there's no electrical running in it. Although that's another benefit that you could do. Not necessarily electrical, but you could run Ethernet through it if you have to run that through your room. And it would be great. It would be fine. I didn't do all that, and in fact, the corners are just butted together instead of just having a corner where like something could actually run through the pipe. Because they're just pipes for me. But if I did need to run some wire through it, I could figure out a thing. Where was I going with this? Oh, so I was missing one over the wall that had the door, because I just never got around to it. When I tried to cut the pipe the first time, the pipe cutter started cutting a spiral instead of one circle around the pipe, like it was offset a little bit, so I was never able to like cut through the pipe. Pipe cutters are pretty cool. You just like spin them around the thing a bunch, tightening it as you go, and then it slices right through. Anyway, so I had never done that, so I fixed that this weekend because I wanted to be able to put some curtains in front of the door. That way, in the winter, I can just heat my bedroom, because it's just me and the dog. The dog lives in my room. Most of the time, that's all it is. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense to heat the whole house. And on top of that, like, I would just do it. Like, what is it? I mean, it's money, but whatever. But the heating doesn't work very well in the house. So I'd probably be cold anyway. And I'd be spending a bunch of money. So this way, I'm just going to heat up this room. And that'll be it, right? Still can't see. I gotta figure that out. That's gonna be annoying all winter. They're not just curtains though. They're blankets. I was gonna just get moving blankets, like from the hardware store, but they were blue, and I didn't want blue in the size that I needed. They were blue. So I went to Walmart and I bought some like microfiber furry blankets. I really like these blankets. They're like made of polyester, so they're just plastic. So they don't let a lot of heat escape, even though they're like woven, so you won't suffocate if you're sleeping in one and one covers your mouth, right? Like air will get through, but I don't know. It's a great compromise. I've been looking for something similar to that. Like, it would be cool if they had a Mylar version of that. Because Mylar is that, like, it looks like aluminum foil. It's not the same, but it's similar. And it's that stuff that's like emergency blankets. It comes in kits. It's ultra light, but it's very reflective and retains heat. I would love to get a blanket that is those fibers, but woven. I haven't looked this up yet. I should. I bet it exists. But I want those fibers, but woven. So it's like trapping in a lot of heat, not 100%, but you could breathe through it if your like mouth was pressed against it. It's not like a plastic bag. That would be pretty neat. I would love to have something like that. Because I haven't gone so extreme in my heat management. I mean, I had a sleeping bag before. It didn't really help that much. But I have done some crazy things, like to try and stay warm in a barely heated room. Or a poorly insulated room, or whatever. But I think this year I'm going to try and heat the room. But I'm just going to try and insulate it. There's a couple more things I need to do. I know there's some places where insulation in the room is lacking. And if I put in some work, one day I can have some insulation up there. I don't want to do it. I hate doing this stuff. But, So, yes. There's that. Where else? Okay, so I got those blankets because I could just close the door. Well, first of all, my door kind of sucks. It's that, like, really light kind of door. I've seen worse doors where they're just like cardboard, basically. It's not that bad. It's wood, but it's like hollow inside. I don't think it has much thermal protection, right? And I would consider just putting some foam on one side of the door, on the inside, to keep some heat in, and then closing the door. But I think my dog will scratch at the door a lot if it's closed, trying to get out, like trying to see what people are up to on the other side. I haven't trained her very well in that respect. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Oh, I got a haircut. I don't know how it looks. I didn't get a haircut. I cut my hair, as usual. Anyway. So I got 2 blankets and I layered them so that there's some overlap. The dog, I tried to teach her that she could go in between them, but she just goes under. She just pushes her head until the blanket moves. It's funny. I showed her a couple times and she would do it when I was showing her, like that she could get through just going through the crack. No, it's not a crack, but in between the 2 panels. But when she would do it on her own, she would just go under. Anyway, so I got those blankets to like do a decent job of keeping the heat in, but it's imperfect, but the dog can still get out. I don't know. While I'm home, I might close the door. But it'll stay a little warmer for her. I'm probably not going to run the heater, like a space heater or whatever, while I'm gone, because that's dangerous. So the dog should be fine in the room. She's also got her cage, which has... cage is just always open. We never lock it. It's just there in case we need it. But she likes it in there. And there's a sheet over it and blankets inside. So I think it's pretty warm when she curls up. She'll be fine. Dogs have to deal with much worse when they're outside and stuff, so I think she'll be okay. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with the kotatsu. I wanted to build a new frame for it because it's a little too narrow, I think. I want it to be big enough so it can go over my bed a little bit. Kotatsu is the Japanese style table with the blanket and a heater underneath it. I made a video about the one that I have, so if you want to check that out, you can. You can just look it up. Kotatsu, I think. Anyway, whoa, that lighting. I'm trying to figure out what else I need to do for heating for the winter. I have carpet now, which helps a little bit with the padding. Not terribly much, but some. I want to do something weird with my floor. Not just for heating, but just in general. Although it would be heating too, which is like I want to make some fake tatami panels. Basically, I'll take some foam, some insulating foam, cover it on the top side with a straw mat, and then put that in the room as panels, similar to how tatami panels would look. I think that would be neat. Like, it would be a little bit softer, but still firm because it's like foam. And the straw would distribute the heat a little better. Like, it wouldn't be like sitting on a plastic bag with the straw, the way that like foam has a plastic coating, you know. It wouldn't be like that, I think, with the straw, because the straw has breathability to it. I don't know. It might not work. I've been trying to figure out, because sometimes some companies make fake tatami panels. This isn't a new idea. So I've been trying to figure out how they do it, but I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'll have to order one and dissect it. But I think I'm on the right track. So. That would insulate a lot, and it would just be cool. But I don't know. I think the dog would tear it up just by accident, not on purpose. I don't know. Also, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Traditionally, I just put up with it in the bathroom in the morning, and I'm miserable. So I might put a space heater in the bathroom and then just turn it on in the morning when I get up. And then when I go to shave and shower, it'll be livable, maybe. I don't know. The bathroom actually gets pretty decently comfortable when the whole house is heated. But that's a huge amount of waste for just a few minutes. Because I'll put up with it the rest of the day, you know. Using the bathroom. It's like when I have to spend time in there shaving and showering that I hate it. And it's the morning, you know. So I don't know where to put it. There's no good place really where I won't set everything on fire. Or electrocute myself. Right. So I think if I can figure that out and I can make my room warm, that'll be pretty good. The worst parts of winter will be washing clothes, because currently washing clothes is a very manual process for me. My hands get wet a lot, so that'll be uncomfortable because I have to wring out my clothes. It wouldn't be much different if I had a better washer. It would be a little bit different. A little better if I had a bigger, better washer. But I would still hang out my clothes, so it wouldn't make that much of a difference. Like, I still have to deal with wet clothes for a while. However, I think that will be bad this winter. And then taking the dog out, I guess. That's pretty much it. Because most of the time I hang out in the living room, so the dog has to go out right at the door where we are. That's fine. But I think if I'm hanging out in my bedroom, she'll have to go out, and then I'll have to like hang out in the living room where it's cold or something. to wait for her to come back in, or I'll just go back in my room, wait like 5 minutes, and then go check on her. I don't know. It's more of a hassle than the way it is now. Heaters in houses need to be able to section off areas, right? That would be nice. I would love to be able to electronically control some baffles, which I know I can get, but we don't have. That control different parts of the house. Because our house is pretty section-offable. Like, we've got one open area, but I toyed with the idea of making some, like, foam sandwiched wood. Did I say that right? Yeah. Foam in the middle with wood on both sides. Some wall panels that would just kind of be freestanding. And then the living room would be the place that I keep warm. And I would do that if I could just use the regular built-in heater, because most of the places in that third of the house get warmed very well, because it's the original part of the house, so that's where the original heating ducts are, and the rest are like add-ons, and that's why they're terrible. So I was considering doing that, but there would still be a lot of waste with the heat going in the rest of the house, even if, like, I could section off the main house and then maybe it would stay warm. But there's still, like, a lot of waste being blown out into the rest of the house for no reason. So I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know. So yeah, I gotta figure out the kotatsu. I kind of wanted to build a new one that was wider, like I said. Maybe I'll just find, like, making the frame would take no time. Making it's painting. It's always, like, painting and finishing that's the problem. I wouldn't even need to paint the bottom frame. Like, who cares? I don't care. But the top, the tabletop matters. So maybe I could find a tabletop that's already done and use that if I find one in the right dimensions. And then I could just assemble something real quick and have a better kotatsu situation. I don't know. I think that'll be the best way to do it. Rather than having a space heater in my bedroom running all the time. And then, you know, also insulating my bedroom will make it better overall while I'm in there. I don't know, it's tough. If I had a good heating solution for that room, I would probably do it. But space heaters aren't going to do it for me. And I don't want to well, I can't put a wood stove in, obviously. That would be great. I want a house someday that has a room with a wood stove. Maybe the living room. And I'll make the living room so it's section offable. Like, people don't plan for this. They just... I don't know. I feel like it's not that hard to design your house such that in a situation like this you can live with it. You know what I mean? Where you don't want to spend a lot of money on heating. Like, it doesn't have to be such a big sacrifice. You just all hang out in one room in the winter during the day, right? You can combine your kitchen and your living room, sure, that makes sense, because then when you cook something, it'll benefit too. But nothing else. You know, don't have your halls be wide open. Like, just have a doorway, that you can close, even if it's with a temporary panel instead of a full door. And then, if you need to, you can section off your living room. You have a wood stove for emergencies if the power's out or whatever, and you're good, you know. And when you go to bed, it doesn't really matter if your room's cold. Like, you'll just be in bed. A bed with enough blankets can be fine. It's not pleasant. But if it got that bad, you could always sleep in the living room if you had to, right? I think you always want to be able to have that option, and no one designs houses such that you do. Like, you could, I guess you could heat your bedroom and just hang out in there, but it's pretty inconvenient. Like, for the reasons that I'm discussing right now. And that room is not set up to deal with lots of people. So if you're in a house with lots of people, like, everybody can hang out in the living room in the winter. And it's like, oh, everybody's together, staying warm. It's great. But if you're all in your bedrooms, you're running individual heaters, because you're not all going to hang out in one bedroom, usually. It just doesn't make as much sense, I think. But for me, I guess it doesn't matter, because it's just me, mostly. So I gotta figure out what I want to do. I'm gonna spend some time looking up heaters. See if there's... Because I never considered just buying, like, a good heater, like a $100, $200 heater, and using it if it was efficient. If there is such a thing, I'll consider it. But I don't think there is. I think electric heaters, pretty much what you put into it is what you get. And that's why the Kotatsu is good. Because it's an electric heater, like electric panel heater, so it's essentially one-to-one efficient, right? It's just like, it's 150 watts, I think, and so it outputs 150 watts of energy, because that's the heat that it's generating, if that makes sense. I think it's 150. I don't remember. So I don't think you get much better efficiency with electric stuff than that. And the Kotatsu, that's why the Kotatsu is good, actually, because it does that. And then you put it under a blanket, so you're only heating a very small area, right? And then you sit under that blanket. So it's good. So if I wanted to heat up the whole room, I would have to put out more heat. That's just the way it is. But maybe it wouldn't be that bad, excuse me, if the room were insulated well. Which I'm not sure that it's insulated well the rest of the area around. I don't think there's any huge problems with it, like there were in my old room. My old room was huge, one. And two, it had a door that was adjacent to a room that was uninsulated. There were a lot of issues with it. Right. This room, I mean, it has two exterior walls because it's a corner. But the rest isn't so bad. And I made sure to insulate the interior wall when I was fixing it to make it my room. So it should be pretty good, I think. I got so it's missing some insulation on the roof, the sub-roof. So I gotta add some there. While I was up there looking, like running the line for the overhead lamp, I noticed that there was some insulation missing. So that's the one day of work. I gotta just take a roll up there, lay it out, and I know it'll be better. But that's such a huge pain. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I might put some foam on the other side of the door anyway. So that way when I close, I could like close it at night when it's bedtime. Or when I don't know, I could close the whole time I'm there. while I'm in the room, and then I'll just leave it open for the dog during the day. That's a decent compromise. Yeah, I gotta look up heaters. I have an oil heater. It sucks. I've never had good luck with it. But maybe it'll work really well in this closed-in room. I don't know. It's worth some money to me, right? It's not like I'm cheap. I am cheap. But it's not like the reason I'm doing all this is because I'm cheap and don't want to spend money on heating. I would love to spend money on heating. It's just even when we spend money on heating in our house, it doesn't work, right? It's still cold. Like, we spent a bunch of money last year heating our house, and my room sucked, and I was always uncomfortable, and the living room was never that warm either. So, it was horrible. So this year, I'll spend some money on heating. I'll run a space heater. It's fine. I don't want it to be too inefficient. Like, let's not get crazy here. But I'll figure that out. I'll run a space heater in the room and be warm. I want, like, the benefit for the money. You know, I want to pay to warm the house and be warm. If that makes sense. So yeah, I'll have to look up good space heaters because I don't know what they are. I'm sure I looked it up before and wasn't impressed. Maybe the Kotatsu is still the best. Your head does get kind of cold. There's no way around that. The head isn't under the blanket. Really, I could probably just use blankets in general. Like, I'll be in my bedroom, which will be pretty insulated, so it won't be that cold, and then use blankets and, like, a hoodie. So maybe if I could run a space heater that would just keep it livable beyond that, it wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. If you guys have any heating suggestions, I guess, like, I should look into, like, tiny house, because that's basically what I'm doing. I'm heating one room. But I can't put a wood stove in. That would be great. That would be fine. I can't put a Mitsubishi single room heating cooling thing. Even though I don't think those are very specialized for heating. They do heat some, but I don't know how well that would work. They're more for AC. But I can't put like a zone air handler. So it's got to be like a portable temporary solution. All I can do is make the insulation pretty okay. And that's not even going to be perfect. So I don't know. Just in time here at work. Well, 5 minutes till, which is just in time. So, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. See ya.